guys? We're back. Dallas Parlay. What a great time for sports. We have the Dallas Cowboys. We got the Dallas Stars. We got who's that other team that we are starting to forget about? Do y'all remember?
FC Dallas.
Freedom Boys.
I'm down with FC Dallas. Chaz used to play soccer, so, he should be in on that.
I think I've only been to one FC Dallas game. It was fun, but anyway.
Anyway, got your boy Brandon here, Chaz in the background.
What up?
And Mr. Ryan also here.
Yeah. Know what it is.
What it is. So for starters, we're going to be talking Dallas Mavericks. They played last night. Hopefully I get this out today, so then last night still counts as last night. And but yeah, they won 120-109 against the San Antonio Spurs. They looked pretty damn good. What do y'all think?
Yeah, man, for sure.
I think the most important question is, what did you think about Luka's haircut?
That's my next one. Shout out Bazooka Charlie's. I'm gonna get the V in the back.
The European soccer, it's not a faux hawk, is it? It's like a wide. I'm not sure. It was. He was looking slim too.
I can't remember what it's called. Do you remember, Ryan? It's something fade, but I can't remember.
I think it's called a burst fade.
Burst fade. That's the one. Yep.
Okay. I'm not in it like that, but that's good.
Yeah, you got that mop on your head, Chaz. You got one haircut for life, brother.
Just got the gentleman's haircut, man. It's all
okay.
Nothing crazy.
Anyway, Luka did good. The whole team was pretty outstanding. I'm pretty pumped. We're gonna get, I guess, as we talk, you'll see my energy start to perk up. But Luka did okay. I think he had a slow first half, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember the exact points, but he ended up with 28, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
And 30% shooting. I think from 3 and field goal percentage, but. He looked good, but who we really want to talk about is the addition of Klay Thompson, and he also looked amazing. He had 22 points. He had 6 threes, and that is a Mav record. So I'm excited. I saw some picks, some screens for Klay. I saw one screen for Klay too, and they didn't even know what to do. They just flustered Klay. Klay dished it off to Kyrie for 3. Dude, I'm pretty pumped. As long as Jason Kidd can continue that trend of, actual offense, not just Luka. I'm okay with them spreading the floor with Klay on the sides, but, you're going to have to work in some real offense now. We got the players. Let's do it.
For sure, yeah. It was fun watching Klay play. It was a slow first quarter for the Mavericks, for both teams really, only scoring 20 points in the first quarter. But it seemed like they got their stride, and it is fun watching Luka, Kyrie, and Klay out there all at one time. Like you said, Luka had the most minutes in the game, I think, for any player on the team. And with the 28 points, Klay was second in points for the game, and then Kyrie and actually Lively both scored 15. And having good minutes, so that's pretty even balance there for the main 4. I think on the starting, it's good to see them all kind of playing good together.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good team ball, honestly. Overall, I was also pretty impressed with the way that they I haven't looked at the actual stats for Big Boy, whatever his name is, but I thought they held him down pretty good. What's your center's name?
Wemby.
Yeah, Wembanyama. Yeah. I thought they held him in check pretty good between Gafford and Lively. I thought they, defensively, I thought Luka actually had a pretty good defensive game. Overall, team ball last night. I'm happy with it. They held Wembanyama in check. He got his points or whatever, but, I think Gafford did his thing defensively. I thought, PJ had some good shots too, actually. And then Luka, like I said, defensively, I'm not sure where we're picking up on this, but I thought Luka's defense was actually pretty good. He looks like he's in, the same shape he kind of left the season. I thought there was several times where he's kind of coming up, not limping or anything like that, but just doing his normal Luka thing where he just kind of after the play ends and everybody gets down the court, he kind of takes a second to get down there. So that's kind of on par with Luka and the way he plays. But yeah, as far as him being in shape, I thought, I thought they're kind of picking up right where they left off, to be honest. And then you add Klay into the mix too. I'm pretty hopeful, man.
Hell yeah. And Lively, one more year for Lively. He looked pretty good. I'm actually surprised he's not starting. I'm sure that will change by the end of the year. By playoff time, I bet you he ends up starting. But I love both. Gafford's my guy. I love Gafford. So I'll take either one. We went from like not having a center ever to these two guys that are pretty damn good. Like they hold it down defensively. And I think Lively's going to show up offensively here pretty soon too. I saw him shoot some threes like in the off season. I strongly doubt that happens, but you never know. Like it could slowly creep in. Like who was that? Like Brook Lopez or whatever. Was it Brook Lopez or the other guy? Yeah, I think it was Brook. He ended up like shooting threes as he got older. I love both of them. Both of them look great. But yeah, I agree.
I mean, it's about time that we have a decent big man kind of. I mean, we had it last season, but even this team is even deeper, I think, than last season. I mean, we feel like we have a for sure number 3 now if Klay continues to play the way that he did this first game, and the offensive rebounding was a lot better in this game, which we've always struggled with as a team. Even defensive rebounding was better, and it looked like once the shots started going in. It looked like the start of the second half when we had 40 points there in the third quarter. It just looked like everybody was kind of having fun, playing together. Luka was doing his, like, pass off to Klay, but then, like, no look, like he knew it was a bucket.
Yeah, he did like twice.
The floor already. And, and that's got to feel good. I mean, to just know that you're not so heavily relied on all the time. And it's just, I think it's going to be a fun season to watch. Hopefully everybody stays healthy, but this is a deep team. We had players that didn't even get minutes in this game that are probably going to.
Dinwiddie.
Well, I guess Dinwiddie got 3 minutes in the game, but he didn't score anything. But Jaden Hardy actually had a good game, kind of going in there for. I think Quentin Grimes kind of struggled, so they put Hardy in a little more as a backup, and he made a few threes, kind of looking good out there. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be an exciting team to watch all season, man.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I'm pumped.
Yeah, I agree. I'm glad they got the Hardy deal done. I mean, he went 3 of 5 from beyond the arc, and then 3 out of his 6 field goals made. So I mean, good night from him. I know he doesn't get all the minutes, but I do like him. I've always really liked him. He's going to struggle to get minutes. We all know that, but hopefully it'll pick up.
I think this season he'll start to creep. I mean, he's not going to get. Well, he almost got starter minutes last night, but he probably won't do that. But I think he's going to be a good role player. He looked good in the 2 preseason games too. But I was impressed with his his passes, like even his no look passes, like the pick and rolls were good. He looked. I agree. I was all pumped for Hardy, man. I like him.
Mm-hmm.
Like him a lot.
Yeah, I think he got that one corner three that Luka threw behind his back. I think that was to Hardy that hit that one. That was such a nice pass.
That was PJ, but yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
okay,
very nice.
okay.
Very nice.
PJ really, he did have a decent defensive game. He didn't really have a great offensive game. He went 4 for 11 and 2 for 7 behind the arc. But
that's going to be his new role, man.
I
think that'll be his new role.
Yeah.
Play deep.
He seemed like he bulked up a little bit, so maybe that was his plan. Maybe not. Maybe it was his hair. I don't know what it was, but he seemed like he put on some weight, like some muscle.
Speaking of bulking up, did you guys see during the game where they showed like a side-by-side of Wembanyama, like his rookie season, and he was on the free throw line, and they were showing him like in the game, and I missed like what the comparison was, but I would assume that they were thinking that, look at him progress or get bigger from when he was as a rookie. I thought he looked exactly the same. I mean, he still looks like a 8 foot tall, skinny. I mean, but speaking of free throws, he hit all of his. Wemby did, which gave me a Dirk vibe. He was 6 for 6 on the free throw line, but Luka had a good day on the free throw line too. He was 6 for 8.
Hey.
I'll take that all day. I mean, if he struggles, you know how he is. He's off and on the free throw line, but I'll take it. But, I mean, if you are a Spurs fan, I know this is the Dallas parlay, but, I mean, they're the Texas team. And, Wemby's kind of an exciting person to watch, but they picked up Chris Paul hoping maybe he was going to do something. He only got 3 points in the game. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they have enough
Mm-mm.
shooters
Y'all
on the
saw
team
y'all saw
to
Barnes
really
there too, right?
Hmm.
Barnes
Yeah.
played well.
I was like, oh, that's some good pickup, and then I was like, well, they're kind of old besides everybody else, but
Yeah, I mean, not to give them too much love, but I am kind of excited to see Lively and Wembanyama kind of go at it for the next, decade or whatever.
except we had PJ
Yeah,
guarding him towards the end of the game. I saw that, like PJ came down the court guarding him like on purpose. I was like, oh, okay, it's a little different. I think he did that in the playoffs too. He was guarding a big guy. I can't remember who it was at the time. I don't know if it was the finals. Like maybe it was I forget what's his name, bald dude. Anyway, it don't matter. They look good, dude. I'm so pumped. PJ, like Irving, we haven't even touched on Kyrie. We didn't even give him props, dude. He had a great game. Like he only scored 15
yeah,
points, but like he's the type that can just turn it on when he wants to. And dude, it's exciting. I hope they can defensively. We were talking about this at basketball this morning too. They were worried about defense. I think we've still gotten better defensively. I think Klay's a decent guy. PJ's going to get a little more comfortable, and like we said, the two bigs down there, another year of confidence. So I think they'll
yeah,
be all right.
yeah. I mean, I think we can outscore almost anything. I hate to like get ahead, to put the horse before the cart here, but I mean, it was a good game, but we got to move on. I mean, we play the Suns next. We have to go to Phoenix. That's
Hmm.
always an entertaining matchup when we play them. And they're coming off of a win also. They won in overtime, I believe. They beat the Clippers in overtime, but yeah. So 2-1-0 teams facing off on Saturday. Unfortunately, the game is at 9 o'clock, which
uh,
which kind of sucks. I
that's the
hate when they
only
cater
bad
to.
thing about basketball season. We're stuck on these late
Yeah,
games. Ryan's always up though, right? He watches all those games.
I'm good, baby. I'm good.
I mean, with a newborn, I'm out. I'm up all hours of the night,
Shoot,
but it's not always consistent.
I pass out. I try to make it.
Anyways,
Try to make it. Oh, I did want to touch one more thing before we move on to. Can we please, like, I don't even care who it's for. If it's for money, like, let's get Powell. Like, let's get him moving on. Like he, you
these,
know what? And honestly, I'm a Cleveland fan too, but pair them up and just like send. I know they're both Lucas friends and good locker room presence, but it's time, man. Time to shed the weight and get something else. Get some money. I don't care. Just do whatever you can.
I don't think he did himself any favors though. Also, growing out that goatee. I mean, that was pretty,
Yeah.
that's pretty pathetic looking. Him
Okay.
and Dinwiddie side by side is man,
Yeah.
they're walking the goatee game. But yeah, I agree.
Well, no,
I mean, I'm not. I'm glad that we're deep enough that we don't have to roll out Powell
for sure.
as
For
much
sure.
as we used to.
I said it all the time. If he's in the rotation, then we're not going to go very far, which we still did a few times, but I do worry about Dinwiddie. Like if he's going to get his minutes, I was excited for him to come back. Because he had a great year the couple years ago. But I just if Hardy's doing that good, I don't know how he gets too many minutes. But he's pretty clutch. He's very confident in himself. So it might be one of those J kid. Throw him in, get a spark, see what happens.
Yeah, he is a team player. I mean, I'm sure he boosted up the team just like Boban when we had him. I mean, he didn't really play, but he kind of kept the team in good spirits. But whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What about Powell?
Well, excited about that, but moving on to this is the part where I try to get on my talking out for the Mavs, so because I know dilly squat about these Dallas Stars who look pretty good. I think they're tied for second in the Central Division. They're 6-2, 12 points. Take it away, Chaz. That's the statistics that I know.
We don't have to spend too much time on it, but the Stars did play the same time, and I'm liking these like 6 o'clock, 6:30 games
Hell
that
yeah.
we've been getting. It's
Okay.
been nice, kind of like a little earlier, kind of get some din, and kind of settle in and watch, go back and forth. Got the iPad on the Stars, got the Mavericks on the TV. But yeah, Stars had a good victory same day as the Mavericks played, and they were over there at the TD Garden playing the Boston Bruins and got the dub. The backup goalie was in, I think, for this game, and DeSmith, which I wasn't really too familiar with him as a player even before we picked him up. When we kind of went away from Wedgwood after last season, just because I guess we didn't have enough money to pay Wedgwood. I mean, I think I heard he wanted a raise and we just didn't want to pay him. But DeSmith's been pretty solid as a backup for us, and he gets the win. And yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good game. Four goals in the game, and you can't complain when you get an open netter to finish it when you're up enough to where they're pulling their goalie and they're trying to come back in the game. That's always a good thing for us.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, I know it's 4 goals, really scored, 1 empty netter, but all 5 of those goals came from a different player. Matt Duchene, our leading scorer, he gets another goal, and I think maybe 2 assists last night. Yeah, he did get 2 assists. So he's leading us in goals, leading us in points. It's nice to see him get one. I know Stanky got one. All our
Stanky
big guys. Yep, Robertson, Sagan, Stankoven, and Duchene. I mean, doing what they need to do, man. They're it's time to jump on, Brandon.
Yes, I'm gonna jump on, Ryan. I'm gonna get with this. It's hard because I'm such a big basketball fan, and obviously Mavs, but I watch probably more basketball than I do any of the other sports. So
look, you don't even have to.
Stars are always playing.
You don't have to watch all the games. Just monitor. Just keep your eye on it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Now, playoff hockey's I do like playoff hockey.
Oh, there's nothing better.
What do y'all think? What do y'all think is the It's still early in the season, just like basketball. But what do y'all think is the reasoning? Like, I know for a little bit, Dallas was considered like maybe smaller and kind of getting beat up sometimes. What do y'all think is the reason they're having such success so early?
Well, goaltending. I mean, shoot, most of our wins have come off of shutouts. I mean, so I guess you could put that towards some of the offense, but man, I think what they've been able to do on defense has been pretty good too. I mean, we've let up 3 goals, 0, 0, 2, 2, 1, 2, and 2. I mean, our netminders are, I think, what's really holding it down. I think Ottinger's definitely put himself into a category where, like Bobrovsky and other goaltenders, we're going up against them. You just have this mindset that we're going up against the steel curtain today, and it's going to be hard to score on them. So I really do think that there's kind of a psyche and a mental thing that other teams are really thinking about when they're coming in to play Dallas, especially at home. But playing when he's in the net, I think he's doing more than just stopping goals. He's getting in their heads, to be honest.
I absolutely agree. I think I'll die on the hill that I think Ottinger is, if he's not the best goalie in the league, he's top 3, and that's pretty easy. And it's great that we're going to have him for long term. I mean, I think some of it also is the younger players on our team, are continuing to get some more experience year after year. I mean, they're shining rope. It's good to see Hintz with an A on his chest this season, kind of being upgraded to an alternate captain because he deserves it. I mean,
Yep.
And Stankoven is only 21 years old, and he's really making a name for himself. I see people with Stankoven jerseys when I go to the game, and
Yep.
I don't know where they're getting them, but I mean, all the usual suspects for our team have kind of been here, and Sagan coming back after injury has really kind of, sparked us a little bit. He's obviously a veteran that's going to have a lot of say in the goals scoring. I don't know, man. I don't know how long Jamie Ben's got left as our captain, but I really would like to win. I'd like to win for him, and we've gotten there. We've gotten close the last 5 years. So
Even Sagan to that point, though, I know he's gotten one, but man, it feels like he's been here for a really long time now. It'd be nice to get him one too. Another thing about last night's game, which I can't really remember, but I feel like last year it was tough for us on the power play. And aside from the empty net and Matt Duchene's first goal, our next 3 goals were off power play. So to get those and to get those goals, and not just waste that opportunity like we did in the postseason last year, it's refreshing. It's nice.
That's huge too, because we haven't been good on the power play this season so far, which has been kind of a talking point because we were so good at it last season, and we've been struggling. But no, you're right. We did score some power play goals, and it feels good to get back on the right track of that. And as far as Brandon was saying, us being kind of a smaller team and not really a physical team, we do outskate a lot of these bigger teams. But we did pick up Matt Dumba, which a lot of people have mixed feelings about because he's kind of a goon or whatever you want to call it, where he doesn't, you hate playing against him, but you might like having him on your team kind of player. He got injured, but he did come back in the game and got to play yesterday. And, so we did a little bit. We're not a big enforcing team. That's just not who we are. But we are going to continue to play well. I mean, when you have the better goalie on the ice, you have an opportunity to win any game that you play. So it's just kind of how it's going to be all season.
For sure. That's what I was going to kind of hint at because, like, I haven't been able to watch a lot of the games, so I was just kind of looking at these scores, and that was going to be one of my questions, like, how's Jamie Benn looking? Because, like, stat-wise, it's kind of – they look kind of low. I mean, I guess goal-wise, they look kind of low.
Yeah, he's an assist.
I was just wondering.
He really helps out with your assist more than anything. I mean, I'd love for him to score more goals, but he's always just standing in front of the net being a pest, and he can't always get the rebounds. Sometimes he's the screener. He's screening the goalie, and he's helping those goals go in for the other guys. So he does have a big role, but I'm kind of excited to finally come home. We've been on the road for a little while, and we're going to have a 4-game homestand here.
Tough games, though. We play Chicago, two against Florida, and then Chicago again. So not easy games.
Yeah. No, but they're fun, and there's a lot of red when we play Chicago and Dallas, which I hate. Chicago is one of those teams that do travel well, like the Cowboys, and they're annoying. I hate the Chicago fan base as whatever, but let's just get home and let's keep it going.
Yeah, speaking of the Cowboys and speaking of traveling, well.
And red. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I was thinking the same thing. They're not going to be loud, dude. We're at the Niners anyway, so at least the red is supposed to be there this time. So I guess that'll be our segue to the Cowboys, which is on Sunday night. Well, we got the late night game.
Yep.
Yeah. Against the Niners, who are banged up. We won't obviously touch too much up on this because we've been low on the Cowboys as of late. But any highlights y'all want to touch on this Niners matchup?
Yeah, I hope Kittle doesn't play, and that'll be Ayuk. I don't know. Is Debo supposed to play? I know he was sick or whatever, but I haven't heard if he is.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think he is. No.
I thought it was just. I
thought Ayuk. Did Ayuk not end up with a concussion?
No, he tore his ACL. He's out.
ACL, that's right.
Yeah, he's out.
That's right. He's out.
He's out. But I know Debo missed because he was sick, is what I thought, or had like fluid on his lungs or something like that. So I thought he was going to be in, but I haven't heard anything about him coming back. So it sucks, man, that we have to, be so grateful that McCaffrey and Ayuk and all these other players are out. But hey. It is what it is, man. I'll take any kind of advantage I can get.
This is how the Cowboys get into the playoffs, man. We get these wins against. That's one thing we kind of are good at, I guess, is getting wins against teams that are down, Giants or teams that just aren't that good. We get the wins, and that's what gets us through. It's just I said it every week probably now. Like, let's just get a win against a good team, and I think that still holds true. So even if we get this win, now we're going to have that excuse. Oh, they're not even that good. Actually, they haven't played well, even with Ayuk and a couple guys healthy. I know they've been banged up for all season pretty much, but
I think this would be a good get right game if we do end up winning it. I mean, I think we're not favored in the game. I don't believe we're probably. I don't know what the numbers are. Probably a 4-point dog or something like that.
Minus 5.5.
5.5. Wow. Yep. So I mean, it is minus at home.
Oh no, that means the Niners. That's the Niners.
Yeah, that means it gives.
We are the Dallas Parlay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on. Your bet. Not a bet.
That's the bet. That's the bet, guys.
The problem is though we're coming off of a bye, and historically Dak doesn't play good coming off of a bye. Even when he plays on like. from a Sunday to a Monday. He gets that extra day of rest. He just doesn't play good. So, they're coming off of a loss to Kansas City, and I think they might have even lost the game before that too, if I'm not mistaken. So they're going to be hungry regardless of who's in there. They're playing at home. I'm sure every fan in the stadium is going to have an undershirt on that says "Fuck Dallas," like Kittle had. So they're going to be charged up, ready to go, and we're coming off of a bye. So I expect there to be rust, unfortunately, but who knows? Sunday night, Cowboys do kind of tend to show up a little bit better on Sunday night. So and it's not a Tom Brady game, so that's a win alone in my book.
Thank God!
Hey,
we lose every game that he calls for us. And hopefully, I don't know if we're getting anybody back. I think Kendricks may be the only player that they're saying is really actually possible to be joining the team back. I don't think Parsons has practiced all week. And DeRon Bland is kind of like he hasn't practiced either, I don't believe, but he was maybe looking to come back on the 27th here. But
I thought he was pretty close last week is what I thought.
It would be awesome. I mean, it would be nice. I don't think I'm counting on it. There's going to be a lot of probably game time decisions, and they're talking about Parsons maybe practicing on Saturday, and if he gets practice on Saturday, then he might play, but really Saturday practice I don't believe is a full padded practice or anything, so he hasn't played in like 3 weeks, so it'd be hard for him to come back after just that little bit of warming up or whatever, but do you guys think this is the game that maybe we'll see a different running back in the backfield, or?
I mean, surely they just stick with Rico Dowdle more, man. I mean, they have to. Yeah. If you want to keep Zeke in there for goal line stuff, fine. 3rd and short, fine. But I mean,
that's not what they're doing, though.
I know. But that's what they should be doing.
Be respectful. Yes. Zeke is the only running back with a touchdown this season, man. So come on.
That's not.
Which is an absolute joke. No, I was thinking maybe there was murmurs of Dalvin Cook coming in and playing this game.
I don't think so. Nobody's
saying that? I thought I heard that somewhere.
I don't think so.
Because it's wishful thinking.
I don't know. It can't hurt, but no. But that's a serious factor. I think Dak and Zeke are the only 2 rushing touchdown players this season. So we really need to not only score touchdowns but be balanced and try. It's going to be tough. I mean, anytime we try to start and have a good running game or have a balanced, I mean, it just seems like it always goes back to getting behind, not scoring touchdowns in the red zone, and having Dak try to bail us out. But
turning over.
It's got to be really important to just get points any way we can. And I hope to God our kicker gets out of jury duty because he might be the only one scoring points in this game.
He's in jury duty?
Yeah. Yeah, Aubrey's like in jury duty, and
Dude.
I don't think
Cowboys should be exempt
over the weekend, but they said that they were going to try to work to exempt him, but he said that he wanted to do his civil duty, and he's on like some felony case of strangulation, is what I heard.
Wow. I mean, he's just saving everybody. Like, he's saving the Cowboys. He's, saving society by putting away.
just a modern day Batman, dude.
Modern day hero, yep.
It might be one of those games, though. Speaking of Aubrey, it might be a special teams kind of game because their special teams has not been very good. They've had a punt block. They've allowed a fake punt on first down for first down. They fumbled a kickoff return, missed extra points. They had 2 kickers injured, for God's sakes. And they've had a couple punt returns taken back on them. So, as much as we all love hearing Chaz say turpentine, it might be echoed a little bit this game.
Hey, don't ever count him out, man. He's the most explosive player we got.
So first off, what y'all's pick? Y'all, Cowboy, we don't have to call the scores. You think Cowboys win this week? Chaz? What do you think?
And as a full-on homer,
honest,
I'm not ever gonna say the Cowboys are gonna lose. I hope the Cowboys win. I'm gonna cheer for them to win. I wouldn't enjoy watching the game and getting ready to watch for it if I just assumed they were gonna lose. But it's gonna be a tough one. So I mean, if we can get if we can just be close at halftime, you never know. So
Ryan. What do you think? Be honest with me. Don't pull the Homer Chaz
Well,
thing here. Be honest.
it just
Who wins?
it just depends, right? I think San Francisco ultimately wins, but I've just seen this Cowboys team too many times to not think that this is the kind of game that they go and win, to change all these narratives for a week,
Mm-hmm.
and then we get our hopes up or whatever, and then they lose the next week, and it's like all the McCarthy stuff kind of goes away if we win. You know, he gets to stay around. Like I was saying, like the last podcast, like this is the Cowboys Super Bowl. If they win this game, Jerry's going to be pumped. He's going to be, his freaking loudmouth is going to be all up in the media all week, and I can just see it. And if they lose, then it was expected. There's going to be more of this McCarthy talk. There's going to be, I'm sure if they lose, it's going to be more of this CD Lamb, Dak Prescott connection talk, like Aikman was talking about. It's just going to be even louder. So I don't know, man. I do think San Francisco is probably going to pull it off, and probably by, you know, more than one possession. But I can totally see this being a Dallas Cowboys game, man, where they pull it out for some stupid reason and get the narrative talked about for another week straight.
So that's what I was going to lead up to. I wanted to see what y'all thought first, but I think Niners win also. I'm hoping close, like, okay, I'm hoping for a win, just like all us Dallas Cowboy homers. But if we do lose, I'm hoping for a close lot. Like you know, nobody wants to see a 47-9 loss like last week. But if they do, if it's a blowout again, is it time to talk about McCarthy, or he needs to? It would be a couple more losses. I know Jerry doesn't want to. Jerry rarely ever. I think he only did it one time where he fired somebody mid-season.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's catching a lot of slack lately. Obviously, he's talking on radio shows, kind of sounding a little grumpy. But maybe because if we lose these next two games and lose them drastically, I think Jerry's might be bold enough to be like, oh, let's change it up.
It just depends. It depends on if the team is quitting on him. You know, that was Jerry's whole thing. That's why he never let go of Garrett, because like the team was still trying. We were still that 8-8 team, but like the team seemed like they were still behind him. So it just depends. If this is another blowout where it looks like guys' heads are down and just nobody's really trying, I could see it, man. I really could see it. He's not under contract, or his last year. So
yeah, true. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. They were talking about that. I think in the off season, like was he going to get extended, and it hasn't happened. So I guess that's the Jerry's way out if they do bad.
I mean, the way the Cowboys have been playing, I don't really see a scenario where we win this game. I mean, I think we got a 30% matchup predictor is what ESPN has us at. But, you know, I don't think McCarthy is going to get bailed out of any game this season, to be honest. I mean, we'd have to go on a good run and make the playoffs. And to me personally, I think, and Ryan's right, I think what the locker room is saying behind the scenes is the most important thing, and it's what the players are talking about, and I think they're going to have a lot of say in what happens next season. But whatever. I mean, I don't have anything, you know, keeping me locked up with them at all. So I mean, I'd be happy either way as long as we win games.
Agree. Unless Belichick wants to come here, let's fire his ass now. Bring him in. I'm down.
I'm still down to let Dak go and keep McCarthy, though. If you're asking me for my vote, we had to get rid of one. McCarthy
it's too late for that.
McCarthy can stay.
They took that away.
Well, they didn't.
So they took that away from me.
Well, they didn't ask me.
That's true. Yeah, Jerry would tell you he did not ask you.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm sure we reached our limit, our normal 30-minute limit, because you know it's big. We got a lot of things going on. So, and that's going to be next week too. It'll be Cowboys, depending on what happens, and we got some more Dallas Maverick games under the belt and some more Stars games. Hopefully those two narratives on the other side, the Stars Mavs narratives, stick with the winning side. Obviously, we're going to catch some losses here and there, but let's do it.
Who knows? We might even talk some World Series too. We might sprinkle some World Series in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wrong.
Who we got? Who's in there?
I was just kidding. It's the Yankees and the
Is it?
Dodgers. They can go get
Yeah.
bent.
Yeah. Maybe if it was somebody cooler.
I'm out.
I'm out.
Not the Yanks. I mean, I like the Yankees when they win.
Nah, man. I mean,
That's a lie.
Otani's fun to watch, but that's about it.
Yeah, true. All right, guys. Well, you're listening to the Dallas Parlay. I'm Brandon. We got
Chazzy Chaz.
and
It's just Ryan.
again. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. We're out.
Peace.